Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to. Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing. Hey, I got something. Hold up, we gon' function.
Hi guys, it's your girl Keandra and I'm back with another video, and this is going to be part 2 of my depression series, and this one is going to be focusing on being depressed while dating. Now that's something that I still to this day struggle with. At 24, I still can't really get it right. I felt like I was finally going somewhere, I was finally getting things right, and then I came across someone who's never dealt with someone with mental health issues, and I was like, man, like why? Like he was a God-fearing man, had a great job, he was tall, y'all know I'm short. Like he was tall, bro. I thought I was gonna have his average to tall babies. Like I just knew, everything was gonna be fine, and I've known him for a long time. We grew up together, and he was so insensitive to my mental health. Like he made me feel bad about it. Like, oh, you're just being lazy. Oh, you don't want it bad enough. Or, oh, I've never met anyone who was depressed. Like, you just sad. You're not, just be happy. Just, and it was just like, why? Like, finally, like when I tell you, like I was having a great 2018 and he was making it better and we was going out on dates and everything was fine, and then I had an episode and he wasn't emotionally there for me. It hurts. Like it really hurt my feelings, and I don't get my feelings hurt easy. But when I care about you and I'm being vulnerable to you, and I don't go around telling everybody, oh, I got depression. Well, I guess now because I'm on YouTube. But especially people, like I know he don't watch my YouTube channel. So people that I'm like involved with, I don't tell them I have depression, because to some people that screams crazy, emotionally unstable. And no one wants to really deal with that. But believe it or not, all these girls that y'all are claiming are crazy and they're bipolar or whatever, a lot of them just have mental illness issues, or they're depressed, and a lot of them don't know it, and they don't care to go get diagnosed for it because it's just so common, and people rather just be like, oh, I'm crazy. When it's like, no, like you're, number one, Black people are oppressed, the most oppressed race, and you're depressed. You're oppressed and you're depressed. Oppressed, if you're oppressed, why wouldn't you be depressed? Like that makes no sense to me, why people choose to ignore mental health issues. And really truly, it's not even just Black people, it is the country as a whole, because if y'all paid more attention to it, we wouldn't have as many school shootings. Anywho, when it comes to dating, I feel like these are the things that I think would help me when it comes to dating. I've dated others in the past that knew about my condition, and they were open to it. Like, I mean, it didn't really change anything. Like, but I don't know, it's just this most recent guy, like he really just rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm going to give y'all some tips on how to deal with depression while you are dating. So number one, tell your partner, about it. Like, now don't go telling people like you just talk to about it. Like if this is someone that you're really, see yourself with and you're falling for, and you think that person has your back and they're already supportive, like make sure they're already supporting you. Y'all are already exclusive. Make sure everything is great, and then kind of be like, oh, not, oh, by the way, I'm depressed, but oh, by the way, from time to time, sometimes I deal with depression. Now, I know like for me, it's not an everyday thing. I may have an episode maybe once every 2 weeks, once a month, really. If it's a good month, like lately, it's been like once a month. And it's really, it depends on the extreme or the measurement of your depression. If you are really depressed, like, and I don't have like an extreme chart or whatever. Like I know like I'm on antidepressants. I don't know how you get more extreme than that. But, if you're, bipolar, depressed, schizophrenic, all that stuff, and then, I would assume that your partner will already know that. But, you know, if you just deal with it from time to time, but you're working to make it, you know, better or to control it better, then by all means, tell your partner. I would say tell them in the beginning so that they have the choice on whether they want to deal with that or not. Now, if they've never experienced someone who's been depressed before, then this is your perfect opportunity to educate them on it. I think a lot of times people are scared of what they don't know about. So if they've never done it, you should be like, hey, well, you know, some days basically it just means I'm just sadder than normal. Some days I don't want to talk to people. Some days I stay in bed all day. Some days I just need a hug. Like, it's literally what it is. And I feel like, for me personally, I feel like if I had someone who was here with me, like 24/7, if you see your boyfriend or your girlfriend every day, I probably wouldn't be as depressed, you know? But you just have to tell them, like, your triggers. I said that in my last video. Know your triggers when it comes to dating. If you are single, don't get on social media on Instagram if you know it's going to make you depressed. Like, the day of, on day of Valentine's Day, like, I'm single, but I was talking to someone, and I was still kind of sad, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, or I can just go spoil myself and buy myself food and buy myself flowers and candy. And then, like, my job, my little kids, you know, I'm a gymnastics coach, my kids buy me candy, you know? So it was just kind of like, if you can't be with the person you want to be with, then go be around people who love you. Be around your friends. Be around your family. Like, don't be on social media scrolling, looking at all these fake relationships. Like, I was seeing flipgrams of people, and I was just like, y'all was fighting on the TL last week. Like, y'all ain't fooling nobody. We ain't forget, because it's in the group chat, because we were screenshotting it. But at the same time, like, don't put yourself in a position to be depressed if you know that you're going to be depressed. Especially when it comes to dating, especially when you're single. So, you know, if you need to go out with your girls, go out with your girls. But if you're going out to a group outing, you know everybody's coupled up and you're going to be the third wheel, then don't go. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you know that's a trigger for you. So, yeah, know your triggers and avoid it at all costs. Like, and then also, if you are involved with someone, tell your partner what your triggers are so they know how to bring that around you or take you around that as well. You have to know how to express yourself the right way. If you feel an episode coming, or you know that, you know, or even if you wake up and you're just like, okay, today is one of those days, learn how to express yourself without coming off as the typical stereotype of a depressed person. I don't know why people think depressed people are crazy. So, you know, crying, throwing things, shutting people off, like all of that stuff. Like, before you do any of that, let people know, like, hey, today's just one of those days. I really don't feel like, you know, dealing with it. Please don't start no drama today. I'm going to cut my phone off now. Like, you know, you have to express yourself to other people, because especially when it's people who are not dealing with it, people who don't understand, they're going to think you're just being rude. They're going to think you're being dramatic, and they're going to think you're being extra. These are all things that people have told me, and I was just trying to protect my peace. That's all it was. I was trying to protect my peace, but because I didn't express that, and not because you have to, you know, people feel kind of entitled sometimes, but, I mean, it's just common courtesy. Express yourself to people that you care about. That way they're not worried. They don't think you're suicidal. All of that junk. So just know how to really express yourself and get your point across. Also, I think it's really important to express to your partner, if you're dating or if you're single or whoever you're trying to talk to, express to them how they can help your depression. Like I was talking about before, tell them your triggers. Tell them, hey, I just need a hug today, or hey, I just need to be by myself. You know, all of that things. You have to let your partner know. That way you don't lose that person, especially if you really care about that person. You know, just, you know, and then try to kind of help them in. I know a lot of people, I know like men, they like to feel needed. So, you know, just be like, you know, babe, I I just need a hug today, or babe, I just really need you to cook today, or I need you to buy me some chips today or something. That would really, really make me happy, you know. And you know, if that makes you happy, then make them happy after that. Then do something for them the next day. Something, you know, it's like it's just taking care of each other. That's basically what it is. Being with someone who's depressed is not a charity case. It's not anything more abnormal than what a relationship already is. And if anything, if I was with someone that was depressed, I'd rather them tell me rather than later on down the line, we all in love, got babies and married and stuff, and then you telling me now you're depressed, and now it's too late for me to choose if I want to deal with that now, you know? Or you've been dealing with it all these years and you never knew why. So then y'all were fussing and fighting more often, where when, you know, you could have found out a long time ago, oh, they deal with depression. That's why I should probably chill. I should probably not bring this up today. I should probably go do this for her today. Like, stuff like that. Like, it's really, really important to express that to your partner and the person that you're dealing with. Also, if you're in a toxic relationship, leave. A lot of times that adds to the depression because you're getting mistreated, so you're depressed. Like, that's not going to make you happy. I don't understand why people are, especially depressed people, we already feel alone. When you're depressed, you can be in a room full of people and still feel by yourself. So why would you be in a relationship with a toxic person because you're scared of being alone when you feel alone anyway? If that makes sense. Like, I've been in relationships that I knew I shouldn't have been in out of fear of being alone because I was worried about what people were thinking about me and all of that. But I'm always a single friend. Like, I know I was in a relationship, my last relationship probably lasted like 8 months, and that was super weird for all of my friends. Like, I'm always that single friend. Don't ever tell me a problem about your man because I'm going to tell you to leave. Because I'm very, very, like, I'm an advocate for protecting your peace. That is so important to me. Like, if don't nobody else make you happy, first off, can't nobody else make you happy. You have to choose to be happy on your own. Okay? So, don't deal with nothing that you already have your own issues, your own emotional, mental issues. Why would you want to be with somebody else to add on to that? Like, that makes no sense. If you're not happy, leave. If they don't respect your peace, leave. If they don't respect the fact that you have depression and they don't try to help you and they just add on to it, then leave. Like, you have to, which brings me to my last point, you have to love yourself and know your worth, or you're going to continue to be depressed and you're never going to get over it. I'm not saying it's something that goes away, but it's definitely, like, it could be a situational thing. It could be a seasonal thing. A lot of times when we're depressed, it's because we get comfortable and we get content in being in the spot that we're in, and we don't have enough energy because we're stuck to get out of that situation. But you have to, if you ever want to be happier than what you are, you have to know how to weed out certain things, whether that's a friend, that's a family member, that's a boyfriend, that's a girlfriend, it could be a freaking dog. If that stuff is not making you happy and it's added on to your depression, you have to cut it off. You just have to cut it off. You just have to. It's very important for you to know your worth, love yourself, and do what's best for you, because if you don't, then your depression's not going to get any better. You're going to keep being sick, and you're going to grow up alone anyway, because no one's going to want to be around that, like, honestly. So you have to make the two things coexist, you know? Like, depression, it's not going nowhere. You can suppress it. You can get antidepressants, but it doesn't work. It doesn't make the problem go away. It just suppresses it until you feel it again, you know? But you can't add on to it. You have to try to help the problem as well. And if you're dealing with someone, think about how that can make them feel. They don't want to be with someone who they can never make happy, or someone who is never happy, or someone that no matter how much they try to show that they love and they care and support them, that they just don't hear it. Like, no one wants to be that type of person. So when you're depressed, you know, it starts kind of with us too. But if you're watching this and you're dealing with someone who's depressed, just try to help as much as you can. Be supportive, say nice things, give lots of hugs and food, because we like food. But don't treat us like a charity case. Like, it's okay. Like, people get depressed. It's very normal. A lot of people you know are probably depressed. But if you have someone who's willing and to educate you on it and tell you about it and work towards kind of getting out of it, then definitely help and be supportive. I want to thank you guys for watching, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye guys.